Alright, here is my little garden tour so far. That is in the brown pot, cantaloupe. It's called a Minnesota midget cantaloupe, and it just started because I just planted the seeds, but they're about the size of a softball, so that'll be interesting. Never grew up before, so we'll see what happens. Those are some snapdragons that I started downstairs in the basement. Stop it! Stella sees a chipmunk. These are wonderful planters called green stalk planters, and I've had them for a couple years now, and it's got an amazing watering system. But in this one I have different lettuce. I have to put something else in here because I harvested some lettuce already. Herbs, and then I have some beans on the bottom. So, and I just trimmed a bunch of the herbs, so they're a little shorter, but the lettuce is looking nice. I took a bunch of leaves around the side, but looking beautiful. More lettuce. Oh, another empty packet, but yep, a whole bunch of herbs and stuff in there. Petunias, zinnias, stellas, hostas. This is the taller green stalk. There are herbs on the top, some mint, basil, lavender, rosemary, bunch of peppers, and then in sporadic pockets I also have different bean varieties, so those will start popping soon. Those are from seeds, so it takes a little bit, but all different kinds of peppers. Some of the peppers I grew myself, some I bought, so kind of see that. That's a lemon tree. Some zinnias in the background, hanging baskets. Petunias, my American flag ones. Well, that's an orange tree, and there are actually little oranges on it, so I'm excited to try them. That is a variety of all different things, and I have some tag markers in the back, and I can't remember everything. There's something called crazy daisies, they're like purple daisies. It's called there's a giant Pacific calendula. Those are starting to flower. You can see the bud right there. A rosemary plant, some more beans. That's a random house plant trying to bring back to life. Stella, get out of there! Hey! And then those are cosmos. Can't remember what those are called. Stop eating my lemon plant. There's some carnations, and then some zinnias. There's also a lemon tree I'm rehabbing. My cat decided to eat all the leaves off when I was inside, so I have to find a new home for it when winter comes, but it's coming back. There's leaves on it, so that's good. And there's an actual lemon starting, so that's fun. We got geraniums, petunias, begonias over there. I have some little planters from Mexico, that some daisies and petunias in there. I'll move on a bit. We have more marigolds on this side, and I did all these in here are from seeds downstairs, but marigolds are starting to just have blooms on them, so it'll be beautiful. And then more carnation, or I'm sorry, these are cosmos, a big sunflower that I planted. Probably not wise because it's gonna grow huge, but whatever, it'll be cool. There's calendula. I don't know what this is. My mom gave it to me. And then there's some lilies and all different annuals back here. That's called leopard's bane, the yellow plant. I put it there because we buried one of my cats, Lucy, there, and I wanted a plant named after our cat, so leopard's bane, that's her grave. There's snapdragons, daisies, all sorts of stuff in here. There are some pots that I have squash seeds in. Those are winter squash, so basically the intention is that they drape over the sides, the vines, but I didn't want plants growing in a graveyard, so pots. I have raised beds. There's sunflowers in the back, as you can see. Then there's 4 eggplant plants. There's 2 kinds. One is like a mini eggplant, and then one is a regular one. There's 4 kinds of zucchini here, so like the yellow squash, and then like the traditional zucchini, but 3 different varieties. One's called a Palermo zucchini. It looks white. An Italian striped zucchini that's kind of got these white stripes on it, like a race car almost, and then your traditional regular zucchini that you see at the grocery store. Lettuce, once that's harvested, which will be soon because it's getting too hot, and then the broccoli, which has heads starting. And I'm going to take these out. I have the cage here because once I take the lettuce and the broccoli out, I'm going to expand that trellis, and that will be where I put my cucumbers, and those grow very fast. And then I have more sunflowers in the back there, you can see. And then random carrot seeds happened to come up. I didn't think they germinated, but they did, so that was fun. And then I have onions and garlic, and then there's some random lettuce plants that I put in there just to hide them because the deer came by and decided to eat the ones that were just standing still until I kind of had it overplanted. And come on, Stella, let's go in the front. Show you the rest. We'll walk. We live on a busy street, unfortunately. But there's, you know, bushes, hostas, all that fun stuff. I have these little mini circular raised beds. They're fun. I just planted a bunch of annuals and then some petunias in and some bulbs to see what would happen this year. There's gladiolas, freesia, dahlias. There's yarrow. The yarrow are those ferning things which produce really beautiful flowers, and I heard they also have medicinal purposes, which I'd like to look into. So there's that big sunflower that just looks fun. I'm gonna leave it. These are called urban apple trees. They actually grow in a column. So I have two of them. I got them this year and I planted them. One is red here, and then the other one is green, but you need one of each to cross-pollinate. So I don't know if I'll get apples this year, but probably most certainly next year. I had a couple flowers, it's just the timing of the flowers on each wasn't right. And then I have this perennial bed that I did. I have to fix the flags, but that's fun. And then, come on, Sally. I don't want to step on dog food. Give me a second. I have to clean that. Another one of those raised bed things. Same idea. I just planted a bunch of perennial bulbs, gladiolas, dahlias, freesia, daisies, and then to fill it out, I put some petunias in front. More hostas over there. This is my little dragon garden. I really enjoy going to Renaissance fairs and different fun places like state fairs where you can find different art. So I have all these little statues in here and it's hard to see them. Kind of like gnomes that people get, but there's all sorts of different perennials, and then I popped in some petunias for color. Some of the flowers that are my perennials and whatnot, and the ones from downstairs haven't all bloomed, but the petunias I bought, so they have. There's yarrow, my little statue guys, my little mushrooms. They're really cool. There's one guy, and there's another one picking his nose, and that one's playing hide and seek, and that one's howling to the moon, and then that one has a bone in his mouth. But yeah, there's all sorts of fun things my mom made. She likes making signs, so we have a lot of signs. And then a little planter box, gardenias, piggy basket. Let's see. I'll take another video with the tomatoes. Second, it's getting long.